be home just as soon as I see Miles and find out any news on Nicole's condition.
Would you like me to come down there with you?
Oh, no. As a matter of fact, Miles even asked me to tell you not to come down. There's no use. She was hemorrhaging, but the bleeding has stopped. Look, I'll tell you all about it when I get home. I'm just going to wait for Miles, okay?
Okay, I'll see you when you get home. Bye. Oh, Molly, how's the baby?
She's just fine, Mr. Scott.
Good.
It seems awfully late for Emily. You haven't heard anything, have you?
No, I haven't. She's probably down in her apartment. Look, if you're that worried about her, why don't you go down and call on her?
No, that's all right. I have to fix dinner.
Molly, has Emily explained to you the situation?
I'm not sure what you mean.
I think you are.
Yes, I know about the baby. But before you say anything, Mr. Scott, I can understand that you and Mrs. Scott must be terribly upset. It's only natural, of course, but just the same.
Just the same? What?
Well, I hope you just won't abandon the poor girl.
No, we're not going to abandon her, Molly. We realize that we have a responsibility toward her.
Oh, you said we. Does Mrs. Scott feel the same way as you do?
Mrs. Scott is very emotionally upset, and you can understand why. She just found out her husband is the father of another woman's child.
But it isn't as if there were anything illicit in what happened. You and Emily were a man and wife, Mr. Scott. At least you really honestly believe that you were. It isn't as if what happened wasn't a natural consequence.
Molly, does that make the situation any less painful?
Please. Don't blame Emily. That's all I ask. Don't put the burden of blame on her very frail shoulders.
No, we wouldn't do that.
Are you sure? Well, I'm really sorry I have to say that, but when you look at the circumstances, Mrs. Scott might feel, or you might feel, that because Emily's father fooled you into thinking that you were someone
Let's not resurrect the past, Molly. A long time ago, I stopped blaming Dr. Galt or anybody else who was involved in that deception.
Well, Emily wasn't. You know that she wasn't, Mr. Scott. She honestly believed that you were her husband.
And I believed it, too, obviously. I was hoping that we hadn't slept together. But the baby is proof that we had.
It's only human that your wife should feel a little jealous.
My wife knows that there is only one woman in my life.
But Emily is going to have your child.
Look, we will make sure that she's very well taken care of.
Oh, you're talking about money, aren't you? I know that you and Mrs. Scott will be very, very generous about money, but there are things that are much more important, aren't there? Emily is all alone in the world. To be all alone, having a baby. It's time for me to go and fix dinner.
All right. The bleeding hasn't resumed. As a matter of fact, she's sleeping.
Oh, I'm glad to hear. I have some coffee.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry I wouldn't let you in. You would not have enjoyed the visit.
They are going to be able to do something for her, aren't they?
Well, we try to rebuild her strength. She's scheduled for a few blood transfusions.
Well, that'll help, won't it?
It'll help, but I don't want to kid you. This is a stopgap measure. This is not a cure. There's only one possibility for a cure.
No word from Jody yet, huh?
No. Maybe I ought to call the police. It's too early. The search has just begun.
Miles, are you sure that Jody's the only one who can help? Maybe I can do something.
I know you love Nicole. I wish to God love were enough in a case like this, but it's not. It takes a blood relative.
What about the fact that Jody's only a half-sister?
Well, that's not good. Reduces the chances for success in half.
Which means even if she does have this transplant operation, it might not cure her.
That's right, but we can't look at it that way. We've got to look at it from the point of view that it's the only possible cure.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm sure as soon as Jody realizes what she's doing, she'll be back.
It's probably my fault. One day when Jody came home all puffed up with excitement about a job offer that she'd had.
Dancing?
Yes, her first big break. Couldn't have come at a worse time.
So that's why she's afraid of the operation, huh?
Well, that's part of it. She's afraid it's going to do some permanent damage to her legs. I tried to reassure her about the safety of the procedure. Tried to tell her how simple it would be from her standpoint.
What about for Nicole?
Nicole's a little more complicated. There'd be weeks and weeks of isolation, radiation treatment. We don't want to talk about that now. We just want to go one step at a time.
First step being to find Jody.
And God knows where she is.
Driftwood looks pretty dry. I don't know how long it's going to burn. Let's see. Guess that's one way to keep from being hungry.
Was I asleep?
Uh-huh, for 30 years. My name is Charming, but you can call me Prince.
So cold in here,
No,
Kelly.
I brought some more driftwood for the fire here. Hey, if you think it's cold in here, you ought to go try going for a walk on the beach. It's freezing out there. I can see why people leave here this time of year. You know, it's so cold, I think the ocean's going to freeze over. Hey, come on, cheer up. It's going to be warm in here in just a second.
I know.
You know, maybe I ought to go look and see if I can find some blankets in the bedroom or something.
No, Kelly, please don't. I feel terrible about breaking into these people's house. Let's not violate the place any more than we have.
Oh, sure, we should just sit here and freeze to death, that's all. See, look, you're getting a shiver from the cold already.
It's not the cold that's making me shiver.
What is it?
I think it's a dream.
A dream?
It seems so real. That's why I'd asked you if I'd been sleeping. I don't know. I thought for a moment that it all came true.
Well, tell me about it.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Kelly, I'm sorry. I'll tell you, but I just don't want you to hate me anymore.
Nothing you could do could make me hate you, Jody. Now, I want you to stop talking like that.
I dreamt that I saw my sister lying in bed very still. And I walked over to her, and I said her name. I said Nicole, but she didn't answer me. So I said it again, and she still didn't answer. I got scared. I thought maybe that she... No, Kelly, I knew that she...
Okay, Jody, you don't have to tell me anymore.
No, please let me finish. I knew she was gone. So I turned around and I went to the door because I knew I had to tell somebody. And then I heard her voice. And I heard her say that...
What?
She said, "It's all right, Jody." And then I turned around really quick, but she was still lying there. But, Kelly, I heard her voice. I heard her say, "It's all right."
Okay. Okay, maybe the dream did mean something. Maybe it meant that what you did wasn't as bad as you thought it was.
Oh, Kelly, how can you say that? The dream was about death.
No, it was a dream about forgiveness.
Kelly, Miles is never going to forgive me if something happens to Nicole. I won't forgive myself.
Now, did Nicole herself ask you to do this?
No, Miles did.
Did he also mention the fact that no matter what happened, that the guaranteed results weren't that way? That it might all be for nothing?
No. Nicole told me Miles didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, well, of course not. It's because he wanted you to agree. He didn't want you to think that the operation would be pointless.
Pointless? Well, there's one thing it wasn't going to be. It was pointless. Kelly, do you know how they extract marrow? With a needle. I'm terrified of needles.
You know, I'm sure they would have given you some kind of anesthetic.
That's not the point. What if something went wrong? An infection, for instance. I could be crippled for life. Maybe I'm not the sacrificing type.
Yes, you are. You've sacrificed enough already.
Yeah. I left the best family I ever had.
Yeah, not to mention the best job offer you ever got.
Well, that's true. I was going to dance with Martine's company, but... Oh, Kelly, why does life play so many tricks on us?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you that. It's already played so many tricks on me, first in Rome and then in Monticello.
Kelly, I'm sorry. I'm sitting here talking about all my problems, and I've forgotten you have troubles of your own.
Yeah, but our problems aren't the same. See, I knew I had to leave. I had to leave Monticello before the worst happened.
Kelly, how do you know the worst is going to happen? They might find Elliot Dorn's murderer any day now. Maybe even tomorrow.
No.
Kelly, have you thought about that? What are you going to do? Are you going to go back to your aunt and uncle's?
I really don't know.
Well, Kelly, you liked it there, didn't you? I mean, you had a terrific job coming your way at WMON. So if there's no reason for you to run, why should you?
Well, I wouldn't go back to Monticello without you, Jody.
Oh, Kelly, our problems are so different.
I'm not talking about problems. I'm talking about us.
Well, you better get dressed. I made reservations for dinner.
I wish you told me before. I was hoping we could just order something from room service.
Oh, wear the new necklace and the red dress. The neckline is just perfect with it.
Guy, please, I need a rest. I'm exhausted.
Well, it'll do you good to get out. If you want something from room service, order a bottle of champagne. Those tiny little bubbles will pep you right up.
Why don't you ask me where I have been? You always do.
I know where you've been. To Gavin Wiley's studio.
Yes. I missed you by a few minutes.
Well, I told you I would stop by to say hello to him.
You say goodbye to him for me. Thank you, Sky.
Well, you couldn't do it yourself. So I had to. Now, I don't want to argue about this, Martine. I'm in too good a mood. You agreed you would find someplace else to work out. That's all there is to it.
Yes, I agreed. Why don't you say I obeyed?
You said that Gavin was not the attraction at that studio. That you had this protege that you wanted to hire for the dance company. Well, that's all over now, too, isn't it?
How did you know that?
Well, I saw her picture here in the Monticello News. Yeah. See for yourself. She's run away.
This is all very sad. I just don't understand why she did this. Gavin told me she has some kind of personal problems. But still, I don't understand.
I think it's your friend who's got the problems. Read the story. He's a prime suspect in a murder case.
He doesn't look the part.
Well, they never do. But she's obviously mad about him, so the two of them ran away together. I think it's kind of romantic.
Tragic, I'd say.
Oh, Martine, you always look at the dark side of things.
I never thought that of myself. But you're right. I think I'm positively beginning to feel moody. Perhaps I should dance Tragic's role now. Giselle, the dying swan.
Oh, you're just feeling sorry for Gavin, that's all it is?
He's lost 2 dancers in one day, you know.
Oh, he'll make out all right. I mean, you always told me what a good teacher he is.
He's a fine teacher.
It's kind of rough on his students, though. I mean, even you couldn't take it after a while, right?
He was trying very hard to make me perfect. That's probably what he was doing with Jody.
Maybe that's the personal reason that she had for running away.
No, I don't think so.
Women have a habit of running away from Gavin Wiley. He obviously doesn't know how to give them what they want.
Enough with Gavin, okay?
You don't want to talk about him, do you? Well, you hardly mentioned his name in that year that we were away. Now, I really don't like that, Martine. When you deliberately avoid a topic.
I'm sorry you don't like that. But you are the one who's been preoccupied by Gavin, forcing me to leave the studio. I think you're afraid of him, Sky.
Oh, I've never been afraid of Gavin Wiley.
I know. So why did you order me to stay away from him?
You better get dressed. I want to be back by 11. I'd like to catch the WMON news. Or maybe they'll even be a story about your little runaway friend.
Why do you care about her?
Well, I don't. But I do care about you, and you might be on that program as well. I gave that tape that we made in Paris to Geraldine Saxon, and she may just put it on the air.
Why would she do that? As a favor for her nephew, perhaps?
Well, the dance company is news, Martine. So are you. Wouldn't you like to see yourself on TV? The star of the Whitney Dance Company?
Skylar Whitney. The honor, the president, the impresario, the law, the master. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, the necklace and the red dress, Martine.
Of course I forgot. And the wardrobe manager.
Raven, aren't you overdoing your visitation rights a bit? Twice in one day.
Well, I just like to see my little boy as often as I possibly can.
Oh, that's utter nonsense. What I'd really like to know is what mischief you're planning now.
Why are you always suspicious? Why can't you just believe that I... Oh, all right. So where else am I going to visit? I don't have any friends. Although I do have enough enemies, don't I?
Doesn't that tell you something?
Yes, it tells me how cruel, unfeeling, and unforgiving people are.
Well, Raven, perhaps you should consider a fresh start.
You mean leaving? Oh, no. My baby is here. I couldn't possibly leave. I just need to meet some new people, people that haven't prejudged me.
That may not be easy.
They just have to be new in town, like, for example, your nephew. What did you say his name was?
Skylar.
He certainly is adorable. Where have you been stashing him away all this time?
Well, Skylar left Monticello at a very early age, at a time when he came into his inheritance. He's been traveling ever since. Apparently, he's the restless type, and I have no doubt that he inherited that from his father, too.
Well, it's about time a new, interesting man came to Monticello.
Well, hello, Raven. What a surprise. What a pleasant surprise.
Did I hear you correctly?
Oh, yes, I'm very glad to see you. Really, I'd have had to look you up tomorrow anyway. Geraldine, have you given Raven a drink or anything like that?
Well, no, I haven't.
Logan, what's going on? Why are you rolling out the red carpet?
Well, why not? You're Jamie's mother, aren't you?
Come on, what's up?
Well, I do have a little something to tell you. I don't know. It might knock you off your feet. On the other hand, it might not be much of a surprise at all. It wasn't a very well-kept secret, from what I understand.
About what?
Nadine Scott left her grandson some money, quite a bit of money. In fact, the bulk of her fortune, which means that our little boy's going to be very, very rich. But then you knew about that, didn't you? That's why you were so anxious to take him away from me.
What did you do with her money? She never confided in me about that.
She never confided in Raven either, but Raven did manage to find out that she'd been disinherited.
Logan, I had
Raven,
no idea.
Don't be so anxious to jump in here with a lie. First find out what I know, then you can improvise.
All right, who told you that I knew about Mother's will? How could I possibly have known anything about Mother's will?
Oh, quite simple for you. You just bat your baby blues in the face of a very impressionable young solicitor. Huh?
What are you saying?
Raven wormed the details of her mother's will out of a very innocent attorney in London. She knew that Jamie was going to get Mama's millions, and she knew it before she came back to Monticello.
That is an absolute, complete, and rotten lie, and I don't know who told you
The man who
that.
told me that is the man who replaced the solicitor who was fired for divulging the information to you. You knew about that bequest. That's why you were in such a hurry to get back here and get control of Jamie, your darling little boy, because you knew he was going to be the richest man that you would ever have control of in your life.
That's not true, and I don't have to stand here and take this slander, and if you spread this around town, I will sue you. I will drag you into every court in this state.
Don't go away mad.
Good Lord. Well, this is shocking. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Logan, do you really believe that? That it was Jamie's money she was after all this time?
Yes, I do. It explains everything Raven's done for the past 6 months.
But if Jamie were going to be the heir, why, be a grown man by the time...
Yeah. It's not really enough just to be the heir, is it? You've got to collect the money, and there's only one way to do that. Which brings us to a very ugly suspicion. I'm beginning to wonder if Deborah wasn't right about Nadine Scott's accident.
Baby Fresh Scent. On Ryan's Hope.
She is innocent. Someone else is guilty, but that person is not on trial.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, when I finish my statement...
You are finished, Mr. Church. You're fired.
And on the edge of night, they're runaways, in love, and sharing a dream. But how long can it last?
There's a nationwide search for us.
Ryan's Hope, the edge of night, fall in love.
Turn the heat up a little bit, will you?
Yeah. Oh, Kelly, it's such a beautiful morning. You know, the ocean looks like it has diamonds on it.
Great. Sell them and buy a heater.
Come on, get up and look. You see the sand? It's so bright in the sun. You know, it looks as if God just created the whole world.
You know, well, he should have made it a little bit warmer. Better stir this fire.
Is that all you think about? How cold you are?
Of course not. I also think about how hungry I am.
You know what we need?
Yeah, more wood.
No. A good way to get warm is to exercise. Let's go to the beach.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. Come on. Sit down. Let's go.
Well, you're crazy then.
We're both crazy. That's why we're here, remember?
Oh, it's gonna be cold out there. fire's gonna go out.
Right. Look, I'll tell you what. You look down there, and I'll look up here, and whoever gets the most wood wins.
You're on.
Okay. Careful.
Okay. Hey, Jody! Come here.
Look. I won.
Come here, I got a surprise for you. Come here. You read it? We're getting a chill. We're gonna go back to the house, huh?
Oh.
Take care of that. Oh! I got you.
Careful.
You lose, I think. It's as cold in here as it is out there.
I know, but I couldn't resist going out there. Oh, it was so private. It's kind of like the whole world belonged to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the beach was deserted. Except for that little town we saw about a half mile back.
Well, I don't want to think about any towns or... I just want to pretend that we're the only people left on Earth.
Oh, you mean like Adam and Eve?
Yeah. Only this really isn't like the Garden of Eden.
No, I doubt they had any oceanfront property.
You never can tell.
Jody, the Garden of Eden was a nice, warm, green place with fruit trees and things.
Don't forget the apple tree.
Oh, boy, could you tempt me with an apple right now? Listen, where'd you put that can of sardines? I'm gonna bite through it.
You're gonna bite through the can?
Huh?
Okay, it's time to get some food. I guess we'll have to go into town.
Well, wait a minute. If we're going to town, that means people, doesn't it?
That worries you, huh?
Well, sure it does. Well, let's face it, somebody in Monticello is looking for us. I mean, your sister and brother-in-law are probably worried sick.
Yes, I'm sure you're right. They need me so badly for that bone marrow transplant.
Yeah, they probably got a warrant out for my arrest and wanted posters all over the post office.
Kelly, I don't think they can print the posters that fast.
Well, anyway, if we want something to eat, we're gonna have to find a grocery store, and that means we have to go into town.
Well, then let's go, okay? The sooner the better.
No, well, wait a minute. I better go alone. Because if the police are looking for me, I don't want anything to happen to you.
No, Kelly. Would you stop worrying about this? We are going to go together. Come on, would Adam leave Eve behind?
No, I guess not. I really need you right now. We need each other.
I know, Kelly. And that's just fine with me.
We've checked the airport, the bus terminal, and the train depot, and we're coming up with the same old answer.
Yeah, I know. We sell thousands of tickets to thousands of people every day. How are they supposed to remember one?
In this case, 2 tickets.
You know, it's possible that no tickets were sold at all. I mean, they may have used the old rule of thumb.
Couldn't we get more press coverage on this? I mean, couldn't we get their faces on television?
Television? Doc, if you don't mind my saying so, you seem a little overly anxious about this.
Calvin, my wife is very ill. She's suffering from a rare blood disease, and she's got to have an operation, bone marrow transplant.
you can have sympathy for them, Nicole.
Well, I do. I'm sure you must, too.
Frankly, we think Kelly was completely in the wrong to do this.
We know why he did it, but that doesn't excuse him. He's been a great disappointment.
He's frightened and he's young.
That's no excuse for his behavior, Nicole. And the fact that he allowed Jody to come with him only compounds the problem.
Oh, well, Kelly may not have known why Jody wanted to run away.
Nicole, they've become very close. I'm sure they've confided in each other.
Now, look, we didn't come here to criticize them. We just want to find them.
And more importantly, we want to find a way of making them want to come back.
That's going to be the hard part, if you ask me.
No. Now, that's where you and I can help. Nicole, you know the power of television.
Oh, wait a minute. You want to broadcast as if they're fugitives?
No, not quite. We want to broadcast to them.
Yes, Mike had an idea this morning. He thought that we might put out a personal appeal to them through the station and let them know what their running away is doing to the people who care about them.
Oh, Nancy, don't do this.
Look, I'm not even sure if it would work. They might even be out of range of WMON by now.
However, by our broadcast, we might get the cooperation of the networks. That way it could turn into a nationwide appeal.
Well, I'm sure that that's what would happen. This does, unfortunately, happen to be a human interest story.
In just a day or two, we could have the whole country on the lookout for them. And with Nancy's personal message, they may just turn around and come back.
Mike, you're being unfair to them.
Nicole, it isn't a matter of being fair or unfair. They've got to do what's right. They've got to come back.
No, you don't understand. Listen, you really don't understand. I want Jody to come back. I want Jody to agree to the bone marrow transplant. I've never wanted anything so much in my entire life, even if the odds aren't 100%. It's sure a lot better than what's going to happen to me.
No. Nothing is going to happen. You're going to be fine. My goodness, we could make such a fuss that Jody couldn't stay away another day.
Nancy, don't do this, please.
But why not?
Because if this doesn't work out, you'll ruin her entire life. Don't you see? Don't you know? I mean, what if you don't find her, huh? Or what if she doesn't want to come back? Everybody will know. Everyone will know that she turned her back on her sister. How's she going to live with that? Nancy?
We have to find her, Mike. It's the only thing to do.
Yeah, but not this way, please. The police are looking for her. If anybody's going to find her, they will.
But we want to do everything that is possible, Nicole.
I know you want to, Mike. So do I. I'm not making this sacrifice. Believe me, I want to live. I have a husband who loves me, and